GED Practice Test 2026 General Educational Development, Full Course Reading Comprehension Guide. Question 1. What is the main idea of a passage? The first sentence. The primary point the author is trying to convey. A list of facts. The author's biography. The main idea is the central theme or message of the text. Question 2. What is an inference? A direct quote from the text. A guess based on evidence and reasoning. A summary of the conclusion. A spelling error. Inference involves reading between the lines using provided clues. Question 3. Which of these is a supporting detail? The thesis statement. A specific fact that backs up the main idea. The title of the book. The page number. Supporting details provide evidence for the main claim. Question 4. What does tone refer to in reading? The volume of the reader's voice. The author's attitude toward the subject. The font size used. The number of words in a sentence. Tone describes the emotional quality or attitude of the writing. Question 5. What is the author's purpose if they write a manual on how to fix a car? To persuade. To entertain. To inform. To criticize. Manuals are designed to provide information and instructions. Question 6. Which percentage of GED reading passages are informational, non-fiction? 25%. 50%. 75%. 100%. The GED RLA test focuses heavily, 75%, on informational texts from science, social studies, and workplace contexts. Question 7. How can you determine the meaning of an unknown word in a text? Skip it. Look for context clues in surrounding sentences. Close your eyes and guess. Count the letters. Context clues help define words based on how they are used. Question 8. What is the difference between a fact and an opinion? A fact is long, an opinion is short. A fact can be proven, an opinion is a belief. Facts are always true, opinions are always false. There is no difference. Facts are objective and verifiable, opinions are subjective. Question 9. In a compare and contrast passage, what are you looking for? Rhyming words. Similarities and differences. The longest words. The author's name. Comparing looks at similarities, contrasting looks at differences. Question 10. What is chronological order? Order of importance. Order of time. Alphabetical order. Random order. Chronological order follows the sequence of events over time. Question 11. What is a summary? A word-for-word copy of the text. A brief overview of the main points. A critique of the author. The last sentence of the passage. A summary condenses the text into its most important ideas. Question 12. Which of the following is an example of literary text? A science lab report. A short story. A news article. A bus schedule. Literary texts include fiction, poetry, and drama. Question 13. What does context mean? The words surrounding a specific part of a text. The table of contents. The author's age. The price of the book. Context helps explain the meaning or situation of a specific word or event. Question 14. If an author uses I and me, what point of view is it? First person. Second person. Third person. Objective. First person uses the narrator's own perspective. Question 15. What is a theme? The title of the story. The underlying message or lesson. The names of the characters. The setting. The theme is the universal idea explored in a literary work. Question 16. How do visuals like charts help in a reading passage? They make the page look pretty. They provide extra data to support the text. They are meant to distract you. They replace the text entirely. Charts and graphs provide visual evidence and data points. Question 17. What is author bias? When the author is famous. When the author shows a preference for one side. When the author uses big words. When the author writes quickly. Bias occurs when an author is not neutral about the topic. Question 18. What is text evidence? Proof from the passage to support an answer. The ink used to print the test. The number of paragraphs. A personal memory. You must always back up your answers with specific info from the text. Question 19. What is the conflict in a story? The ending. The main problem or struggle. The list of characters. The dialogue. Conflict drives the plot of a literary passage. Question 20. What does synthesis mean in reading? Breaking something apart. Combining information from multiple parts or texts. Reading very fast. Ignoring details. Synthesis involves putting different pieces of info together to form a whole.